So today I am going to talk about the many different jobs that there are in Drumheller. Well, at least the ones that I can remember, okay? So one of the most common jobs is working in the kitchen. Now, if you're in the medium institution and you want to eat good, then you should work in the kitchen because after the end of every meal that you serve, you will get to have like one of the chef's specialty. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not five-star chefs, but they will cook you better food than what they serve the inmates. Say that us regular inmates, right? We get fucking cereal and milk powder for breakfast, and maybe sometimes a slice of bread and a little package of peanut butter. Well, you guys will get cooked omelets and stuff, and yeah, some other shit. And sometimes you will have the chance to actually steal from the kitchen and sell it to the rest of us regular old folks, right? So there's always that, but don't get caught, because if you get caught, your inmate score will go up, you'll get fired, and it might be hard for you to find another job. All right, so yeah, kitchen is number one. Number two is being a unit cleaner. Now, being a unit cleaner is usually reserved for the gang members, right? Because they've been there longer and they know the guards better. And the guards would rather have someone that they know well, clean the unit, right? Because they're the people who interact the most with the guards. Being a unit cleaner is probably one of the most chillest jobs you can have. You just mop in the morning, you do a bit of wiping and then you're done. And they pay you for the whole day, right? The job takes less than an hour or two to do. Now, the job that I did when I was in prison was I actually sewed pillows, like a sweatshop kind of shit. The difference between a sweatshop and me making pillows is that I didn't have someone looking over my shoulder and I wasn't rushed, I had a pretty chill boss. His name was Dallas. I think he was about my age, but yeah, he was very, very chill dude. On my first day there, man, I was tasked with sewing pillows right away, because you can either sew the pillows or you can package them up, right? And for some reason they wanted me to sew the pillows right away. They thought that because I was Asian, I had some, hidden talent for sewing shit, right? But I didn't. I messed up so much, but I still packaged it up. I put it in the box and we sent it away. And they send these pillows that we sew to different prisons and sometimes the army too, because the company we worked for was Corcan, right? So on my first few days, I packaged a lot of defective shit. Not gonna lie. Yeah. Another job that you can have in prison is, other than sewing pillows, there's the other side that sews a lot of stuff too, but they sew the beds that you sleep on. They're very thin. It's like plastic and they put a foam in the middle of it and something. I don't know how they make it, but yeah, that's another job you can do. The boss over that side, he's more strict than Dallas was. I'm glad I didn't work for him, because under Dallas, even though I worked for the whole entire day for him, I wasn't rushed to do anything, He just checks on me once in a while, asking me how I'm doing. I say, good, and then that's about it, right? He's not on my ass. Another job in the prison is you can actually be a welder if you're experienced, or you can be a carpenter, right? Gets you some, I think you have more chance of becoming a carpenter if you have zero experience. If you're trying to become a welder for the prison, you're gonna need to know something, right? But yeah, that's another plus too. I don't know if they get paid more or not. Probably the same as the rest of us, 25 to 30 bucks every 2 weeks. What bullshit is that, right? Yeah. Another job you can have, and this is a very interesting job too, right, is you can be tasked with killing the Gophers. Drumheller Institution is overrun by these little creatures, and they're so socialized with all the inmates that the ones in the middle of the medium institution will actually go up to you and take food out of your hand. One time I let it take food, or a couple times actually, I let it take food out of my hand, and while I was eating the food, I was able to pet it with my little finger, right? But I shouldn't have done that, because there's one thing you gotta know about Gophers, is that they are very, very dirty animals. They're infested with diseases and lice, right? So the time I was there, you know, my head was a little itchy, so maybe I caught something, right? I couldn't stop scratching my head for some reason. I probably caught some lice when I was in Drumheller, who knows? And if they bite you, man, you gotta get your rabies shot, right? Like, I don't know if anyone ever got bitten by one of those things when I was there, but if they did and someone got sick from it, then there would probably be more jobs in exterminating them, you know? How you get rid of them is that you set poison traps everywhere, right? They fall for it and they die. Sometimes they'll stick shit down their holes just to push them out the other way, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's another job you can have, is killing gophers. What's another job that I remember of? There's like janitorial jobs that you can do to mop in other buildings too, but you need to be in the prison for a while. Like, you need to build a sort of trust to get that kind of position, but you know, fuck, I don't know if I would want that position anyways, because you're just around, I don't know, you're around staff and you're probably expected to not miss a spot, you know what I mean? Like, they're probably more anal about you making the whole office as clean as you can. So I wouldn't want that job, even though you need more seniority to get that job. Yeah, screw that job, you know. I think that's about it, right? Now, you have a choice when you're in Drumheller. You can either work or you don't work. If you don't work, you get paid $12 every 2 weeks instead of $25, right? And if you don't work, then your parole officer can write you off and say that you're not following your correctional plan, right? Because you're just sitting around doing nothing. You're not trying to improve. They see you, you know, working as trying to make yourself better, trying to, you know, make yourself busy while you're there, instead of just sitting around and, you know, wasting your life away, right? Even though most of these jobs are pointless anyways, I wouldn't even use Dallas as a reference. You know what I mean? Like, how could I? But yeah, that's about it. That's pretty much the prison jobs that there were in Drumheller. So yeah, see ya.